Do you know which Genshin character has the longest hair? Let's start by looking at the female characters. Among the child-sized characters, Iansen seems to have the longest hair, but Chi-Chi has a long braid, and if she lets it down, it could be even longer. Yaoyao's braid is tied into a bow on her head. If untied, it might surpass Chi-Chi's. In Yaoyao's new outfit, the bow on her head is no longer braided, and the braid hanging down is noticeably longer. It really shows how braiding can make hair look shorter. Among the medium female characters, Kale, Noelle, Charlotte, and Emily have short hair. Although Yuamiya, Kuki, and Xinyan also look like they have short hair, their hair is actually tied up, and if let down, it could be about as long as Yinfei's. Fischl, Faruzan, and Mona also have their hair tied up, so the real hair length is probably similar to Amber's. Meanwhile, Seat, Lali, and Aloy have braids, so their hair is likely longer than Amber's. Yunjin's braided hairstyle is even longer, possibly similar in length to Lynette, Karara, and Barbara's ponytails when let down, which might be similar to Mizuki and Escafire's hair, though slightly shorter than Ganyu and Furina's. Ketching's hair looks roughly the same length as theirs, but her cat ears are made from her hair, so her hair is actually longer, probably around the same length as Chevreuse. Nilo's hair appears slightly shorter than Hu Tao's, but since hers is tied up, they're likely similar in actual length. Layla and Skirk's hair is a bit longer than theirs, probably close to the length of Ayaka and Sucrose's ponytails if they were let down. Verisa and Walani seem to have the same hair length. Since it's braided, the actual length is probably closer to Kokomi and Columbina's. Lanyon's hair is even longer, but probably not the longest. Inefa has two big buns at the back. Yehoda and Xiangling wear braided bows, and Shiori even has braids with 3 flowers on her head, so she might actually have the longest hair among the girls. As for the adult female characters, among the short-haired ones, Eula's hair is a bit longer. However, Jean and Lisa's ponytails should be a bit longer, and Candace's is even longer. Shilonen and Chaska have small front braids about as long as Candace's, but theirs are more intricate. If untied, their hair might be around the same length as Dia and Beidu's. If Clarinda and Miko let their ponytails down, they'd likely be around the same length as Navia's. Shina's braid is more intricate and could be similar to Llama's when untied. Arlecchino and Xianyan have ponytails similar in length to Llama's, and if untied, their hair could be around the same length as Mavuka and Ninggua's. But Raiden's hair is definitely the longest. Her braids come almost to her ankles, and if fully let down, her hair could even reach the floor. Next, let's take a look at the male characters. Most male characters have short hair, but Rhythesly's seems to be the shortest. Some male characters have short hair in the back, but longer hair on the sides, though it's still shorter than the hair that falls over the front of those characters' shoulders. Even though some characters seem to have short hair, the presence of small braids suggests their hair is longer than it looks. Similarly, if Kazuha and Gaming let their ponytails down, their hair would be longer than it looks. And Haizu's hair is also tied up with a bow at the back. Kave's hairstyle is even more complicated, with a bunch of clips, which means his hair is likely longer than it looks. Vinny also has 2 small braids in the front, but they don't seem as long as Toma's ponytail. And Diluc's ponytail is about the same length as Toma's, just slightly shorter than Kaya's. Ito and Razor's hair looks a bit longer, but since neither of them has braids, it should still be a bit shorter than Kaya's. Sethas's braid looks similar in length to Kaya's, but it's more intricate, so his actual hair is likely longer, maybe about the same length as Flinz's. Zhongli's hair looks similar to Flinz's, but because he ties it in a ponytail, it should be slightly longer. Nouvelette has an even longer ponytail, and while her new skin makes her hair look thinner, the length hasn't changed. But he's not the one with the longest hair among the male characters. Baizhu takes that spot. He has a bun with hairpins and a long braid. Can you imagine how long it takes him to do his hair each morning?